Hello crafters, welcome to G's Creations. Today I'm going to make a card with you. I'm going to be using the Oak Leaves embossing folder, which is available from my store. There'll be a link in the corner, as well as some of the orange autumnal wired ribbon. So I've already embossed my paper and I've used some ink. Now I will go through the colours I used. These are distress inks. I used Mowed Lawn, I used Wild Honey, I used Vintage Photo, and I used tea dye. Those are the four inks that I used on the background, on the embossed background there. And there is a video showing how I do that on the listing for the embossing folder on my store. So if you want to go and see that video of how I created this, there'll be a link below for the store, and then you can watch the informational video. Now I found this piece of cardstock, this designer paper, in my stash, and I think they go really nicely together. So I'm going to use that as a background. Unfortunately you don't see much of the flower after I use this, so maybe I'll just do half, because I quite like this paper, but then I quite like this too. Anyway, I'll have a play around, because the idea is that I want to use some of this ribbon, and this is the 3 meter ribbon that's stocked in my store. If I can get it open, that's it. And I was thinking of putting a piece down the edge there like that, because I think it goes really nice with these 3 pieces. So I'm thinking of using that, and I was thinking of using maybe the pumpkins from A Bushel and a Peck, or maybe just the scarecrow. I'm not sure, because I'm not sure if it needs anything apart from a sentiment maybe. So maybe I'll just use a sentiment. So the first thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to decide where I want this. I think I want it going from top to bottom. Oh, sorry crafters, just dropping my scissors everywhere. And I'm going to put that on the back using some sellotape. So I can turn this insert over using my board to make sure that this is straight. And I think I want it about there. Now I'm just going to attach it on the back using some sellotape. So just like that. And then maybe let's have a look at what sentiment do I want, or do I want some pumpkins? I don't know. I think it might just need a sentiment. I don't think it needs anything else. I think I'm going to use A Bushel and a Peck. So I'm going to use that, I think. But I think I need to put some adhesive underneath there. So I'm just going to use my art glitter glue and just squirt some adhesive underneath the ribbon, just so it's not sticking up so much. And I think I'm going to pop it up on dimension. So let's get some foam tape. Give me my scissors, thank you. Let's take the back off. And place this onto my cardstock using my board to get it right. Oops, come off. I'm going to put that on my card base. And then I'm going to use the sentiment, a bushel and a peck. But I think what I'm going to do is I am going to go back to this cutoff and put it on there, so there's more of this lovely designer paper showing through. So the sentiment says a bushel and a peck and a hug around the neck. Now I heard this on a program I was watching recently, so it was quite nice that it was a song that I recognised just because of this stamp set. I recognised the lyrics. Right, let's put that there. Now let me see what punch I have that I can use to, because it won't fit in the circle punch, that I know for sure. Will it fit in my Martha Stewart? Are you going to fit in there? You could, just about. Let's punch it out and see. Nope, it doesn't fit. Okay, it doesn't fit, so I won't be using the Martha Stewart. Slight change of plan. I've decided I want some pumpkins on the card, so I'm going to use the pumpkin head from May Made It. I'm going to use the pumpkin. So I think I'm going to stamp out some pumpkins on this paper. And I shall cut them out. I'm not sure if I'm going to use all three, but I think I may. So I'm going to cut these out and then I'll be right back with you. And now that I've done those now I've cut them out, I'm going to use the sentiment Howdy Pumpkin from a bushel and a peck. And as before, I'm just going to stamp it onto the same designer paper using Memento ink. And I'm just going to use my 2-inch punch it out. Right, I think I'm going to have these going down this side like that. And then I think I may have this on the inside. So I'm just going to adhere these down using some art glitter glue, making sure I get some on the stem. So then the card opens this way, and I am going to put you stamped on the designer paper and have you in the center. It says Howdy Pumpkin. So there we go. Changed my mind midway through the card, and I used 2 stamp sets from May Made It, and that's the pumpkin head and the bushel and a peck. And I made this autumnal card, and I must admit I really like it. The stamp sets are from mmmadeit.com. The embossing folder and the ribbon are from G's Embellishment Emporium. There'll be a link to my store in the corner, and there'll be a link to May's store in the description box below. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you again very soon. Take care now.